Hey, all right, how are you? Welcome to the video. Hey, it's been a really exciting week in the golf industry this week because three of the world's major brands have launched new drivers onto the market. TaylorMade have brought out the new Stealth 2, which looks incredible, an incredibly popular driver as well. Also, Callaway have brought out the new Paradigm driver, which looks a little bit different to anything that they've ever produced before, so that's exciting. They've already won the first event as soon as that driver launched. John Rahm won using that new driver, so that's cool for them. What about Ping though? So Ping have brought out a new club. I've got the Ping G430 driver here in front of me. This is the Max edition, which is what they will claim to be the most forgiving of the three models they do. The Max version for ultra forgiveness, maximum adjustability, also the low spin model for higher swing speed. So if your ball tends to balloon and drop out the sky, maybe you want the low spin version, and also the SFT version, which is the draw bias one. So this is the Max version. I'm going to go out and give this a little test and see if the claims that Ping are making as to whether this is a more forgiving club that goes a long way, whether actually those claims are indeed true. All right, let's go. Wow. I've got to say, I do like the design of the top now. It's got a little bit more going on than the previous model, to be fair. Basic shape looks pretty similar, but the extra lines on the back does look very nice. Let's see how it goes. That's good, to be fair. That's actually very good. It'll be very interesting to see where that one ends up. It's very wet down there at the moment, so it's not going to get a lot of run. So if I hit a good one here, it's going to pitch probably just short of the green. So it'll be interesting to see where that's ended. Some of those little bumps on the top, those are called the turbulators. I've never been a massive fan of what that looks like on the club, but they've done that for many years now. So it's got to be considered a good thing if they've kept that as a feature. It's supposed to help with the aerodynamic nature of the driver, making it faster. The G430 also has the same sleeve as it has done in previous models, where you can set it to the standard loft, you can add a bit of loft, or you can add lots of loft, you can minus a little bit, or you can minus quite a bit of loft. Nice and simple and easy to operate. Also, we've got this slidable weight system that's on the back of the club. If you tend to fade the ball a little bit, you've got the fade section here. This slides over this way to give it some fade, and then over to this draw section where that weight will get nearer the heel. That accelerates the toe, so it helps people square the face up around impact. The club head is very inviting at address position. It's quite confidence boosting. You can still see the loft of the club too, against the contrast of the top of the head. Kind of hit that one a bit toey, but that still worked pretty well. Ping have got a bit of a reputation for making really good, easy to hit clubs that tends to find the fairway. In my experience, that when doing club fittings, it's maybe that some people do hit some of the clubs a little bit further, but only when they hit them at the middle. The Ping is always a good club out of the heel and out of the toe. Actually, I can see that one there is a little bit toey. I'm going to try and hit this one a little bit harder and see what it feels like, see what the stability of it feels like when I try and go after it a little bit, and let's see what happens. I mean, that's actually very, very good. I'm actually a little bit excited by this club now. I'm a bit of a funny one with golf clubs. I've never been too worried about what the club looks like, but really kind of how it performs. And I've never really been a massive fan of how Ping drivers look, but I've got to say, with these extra little bits of detail, I really do like the look of this one, actually. Let's see how this one goes. I mean, I haven't missed fairway yet, to be fair, and I do miss fairways. Okay, so those of you that know the 10th at Bramshaw, you know it's a downhill par 4. Here's one ball. There's another one around here somewhere. Oh, there it is. Just over here. It's 260 yards to that bunker. That's where those have landed. I've hit a couple of good ones here. One's that's another 15 or so paces on, and one that's not a million miles off the green. Got hold of that one. We won't say too much about that one that's gone over there. That was definitely the operator and not the club. This is 308 yards, this hole, and so I reckon that one's about 20 yards short, which under these conditions with no roll, I'd be pretty happy with that. My tendency with bad shots is to go a little bit left, and there was only one left out of those 5 shots there, so I'd be pretty happy with that.
Okay, so that was really interesting. I actually really enjoyed hitting those drivers back then. The G430 Max driver is a little different to my current driver, which is a G425 low spin. So if your ball tends to balloon a little bit and fall out of the sky, then maybe a low spin driver is better for you. Having said that, the forgiveness of that 425 low spin model is nowhere near as much as this little beauty. So what I found with this is just it felt very stable, and the ability to find a fairway, it just seemed like I was going to find a fairway. I'm going to be honest, when the Ping range came out and I saw the new TaylorMade and I saw the new Callaway, I was blinded a little bit by the graphics and the prettiness of the other golf clubs. They looked just a little bit more exciting, and I thought when I looked at this is just a little bit of pain in comparison with the 425, just a little bit of extra yellow, splash of yellow, and a couple of extra little flashy bits on the back. I do like the look of it. I thought it was going to be a very, very similar type of driver, but actually in comparison, I think this actually is a considerably better driver than that last model. So the proof is in the testing. So if you own the 425 or one model back, then you do need to try this one. There's two models. There's the Max version, which is the ultra forgiving one, the SFT, which is a slightly draw bias driver, more weight in the heel, and then the low spin version, which is you've got that really, really high ball speed, try and get that ball to fall forward out of the sky. That's what that low spin is for. The Ping G430 driver seems to be like a very, very forgiving golf club to hit. So why don't you go ahead and give that a try next time that you're out at the club.